Hey, how's your first week going?
It's busy. Today was a very busy day. It's like crazy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually coming down with a yucky cold.
Sorry. That's
Also super busy. I started school 2 days ago with my girls, and it's been kind of crazy.
Mhm.
But I don't know like what you're up to date on, but it sounds like we do have enough babysitters for Rosh
Okay,
Hashanah.
good. I'm not up to date on anything, so I don't know anything going
Perfect.
on. Okay, well,
Um,
we have enough babysitters.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I'll do maybe Talia A. Not that anyone's gonna get confused, but
Okay.
just in case.
I did get an email from Dahlia Weinberg to make sure that she'd signed up. I had like no clue what to do with that.
Oh, that's yeah, I don't either. I'm sure Talia does. Or Aaron.
Hi.
Hi, one second, you can't hear. Hi, Rabbi. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Talia.
Hi.
At least.
Hello.
Rabbi, you're
I was
muted.
muted. I got it. Thank you, everyone, for making some time in the middle of the day. Elise, you getting ready for back to school night for our parents?
I am, and I have a class to cover in a half hour. So
Okay.
like
So we'll
it's been yeah, busy
okay. We'll maximize the time that we have.
day.
Um, Talia, Green Boy has been very busy making a lot of plans. And it's sort of good that we waited until now to get together because we made a decision yesterday about the space that we're going to be using for Rosh Hashanah, which makes all the difference in terms of our planning for youth.
Mhm.
Um, and so we decided based on our current numbers that we're going to be doing everything on one campus. We have enough space to accommodate for the seat reservations for the second minion and the social hall, so we don't need to be at Cottage Street, um, which has some benefits in terms of the youth planning, also some challenges in terms of space. So that's really what we want to talk through in terms of A, making a schedule, um, and B, drafting a communication to parents about youth programming so that everyone knows what's going on. So those are sort of the two goals that I have for the half an hour. Um, Aaron, if you're able, because I forgot to do this before we started, can you look on the form, the high holiday form, to see the numbers that we have for signups for children for babysitting and for teen and for youth services?
Let me work on that. Sure.
Okay. If you can't, I can go next door to Sandy. Um, I meant to have that information before we got started,
Yeah,
but
give me a minute. Let me see what I can figure out.
okay. Um, okay, great. Um, so maybe I'll share screen and walk us through the schedule. I see we lost Talia Beer. Hopefully she'll make it back soon. Just gonna pull up the schedule. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Um, okay. So let's walk through the schedule. I haven't made the edits yet for one campus, but we'll do that as we go along. Um, and then Aaron, when you have the numbers, then we will think through about, I think, spaces and number of babysitters that we need. Um, okay. Um, so just to get a sense of where each of you is signed up, for tefillah, it would be helpful to know. Aaron, which service are you going to be in?
I believe main sanctuary.
Okay. And Elise, where are you going to be?
Social hall.
Okay. And Talia Greenboim?
I didn't sign up because I understood that I will not be in the prayer so much.
I also didn't sign up because last year I was just in the
Okay.
room. I'm happy to.
Well, I mean, I feel bad. It's מאוד עצוב שלא יהיה לכם זמן להתפלל.
I kind of hung out with my mom in the tent last year, or like when I had a
Okay.
minute, or like my kids were with her a little bit.
Well, you're
Um,
welcome to join. There is space in the women's section in both the main sanctuary and the social hall. It's a little bit
Okay.
tighter in the main sanctuary, but if there's some time between all of your other responsibilities, you're more than welcome to just pop in there in either location and daven. No need to reserve a seat, but just wanted to know if you already sort of were committed to a specific place. In terms of the schedule, so this year we making a strong effort to provide more programming and more coverage for our youth. That was perhaps the most critical feedback that we got from the High Holiday Survey last year. So both in terms of personnel and in terms of money, we're really upping our game. So along those lines, we committed to having babysitting from 9 to 1 for ages 18 months to 5 years. So I'm gonna sort of edit this as we go along. There's no more sort of at Cottage Street. It's just at the shul. So we have babysitters, I think 10 babysitters lined up. Not sure if
And
we
more.
We have what?
I have also more. If just tell me how many you need, and I have
2 more at this. So I think I haven't hired them, but we potentially have 12.
Okay. So based on how many kids we have signed up, we'll have to figure out. We were sort of preparing for 2 campuses, wanting to have like 5 or 6 at each. With one campus, we might not need all of them. So that's I think a decision we have to come to in the next 20 minutes. But let's briefly go through the schedule just to get a sense of what else is going on, and then we'll come back to that question. So from 9 to 1 is babysitting for 18 months to 5 years. From 9 to 10:30, we're going to have the game or break room for 6 to 11-year-olds. It's no longer going to be in the social hall. It'll probably be in the Merkaz of the modular.
Can I ask 2 questions? One is,
Yeah.
what happens if kids older than 5 years go in the babysitting room, and what happened, and is there any supervision of the game break room?
Great question. So we're hoping that the babysitters will actually put a sticker on the kids with their name and their age and their parents, and that they will say, if you're older than 5 years old, you shouldn't be in the space. You can go to the game room for 6 to 11-year-olds. But what I think we're gonna need help with is, at 8:30 for the Talias to, and at least maybe you can as well, to be there to help orient the babysitters, to instruct them where things are, what we're expecting of them, and sort of just a tour around the building, and then some help once parents start dropping the kids off, to make sure that there are, we have some games and some toys that we have in bins in the storage room to bring out to the 4 or 5 classroom. I also asked Rabbi Sofer if he could clear out that room so that space is available for babysitting. but
It's gonna be enough, this room
So-
for all
so-
kids?
I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to break it up into 2 rooms. But we'll wait to hear from Aaron about how many kids are signed up for babysitting.
Yeah, so am I on mute? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Mhm,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
So I just did a rough count. What I have here was between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, between 40 and 44 is what I have listed here for the 18 to 6-month-old. And then for the game room, 33 to 36 I have as well.
Okay, and how many signed up for the youth tefillah?
I haven't, that's what I'm counting next.
Okay, so that's a helpful start.
Yeah, but yeah, so I just wanted a couple comments was that, yeah, I think one of the challenges in past years was when kids older go into the babysitting room because, oh, my brother's there, my sister's there, but then they get destructive. So I think we should try to really hold to, these rooms are for certain ages. The other piece would be, that having more babysitters. I know we were planning for two locations. More is always better, right? In previous years, we had a lack of people, and so then the classrooms got damaged. There's kids running in the halls. If we have enough babysitters, au pairs, whoever they are, we have the playground in the back, right? If we had 2 people who are rotating, obviously it might be hot out, so they're not out the whole time. But if we had 2 or 3 out there to help supervise, because the past couple of years we've had obviously challenges with kids running in the halls, so we can try to say, hey, if it's weather appropriate, that kids who are not of the age or didn't sign up, whatever, they go out on the playground, they can play, but there's gonna be some supervision, so it's not just a free for all, and I think that can help as well.
Okay, so we have to write some expectations of parents in the email that we send out. So I'm making some notes here about that.
Is the game break room going to be supervised by the babysitters?
It's not. We have a sign up for parents. And the B'not She'erut are going to take a turn with that. And we'll see how many parents we can get to sign up. If we cannot fill it with parents, then and we have extra babysitters, then we can use the babysitters. Let's with the information that we now have, of knowing that, let's say there's going to be 45 kids who are going to be needing babysitting, we're going to need at least 2 rooms for that. So does it make sense to say that 18 months to 3 years in the 4 or 5 classroom and 4 to 5 years old in the 2-3 classroom?
I believe so. I think that makes, because less chance of toddlers getting trampled.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like with Shas and NPK, the 3-year-olds are really in the same category as the 5-year-olds. So you might just want to do like 18 months to 2.5, and then, or like 2.9. Everybody kind of knows what 2.9 means because their kids go to Shas. Basically, like if you're a September birthday, then because I could just see. I mean, I don't want to be confusing, but the nursery kids. Well, I guess Shas separated this year into 3 classes, so I think it's fine.
I think that they're like, if we're talking 3, like 2.5 to 3, I think that's kind of, that I would be fine with the parents kind of making a decision. My kid be more comfortable with the baby, with the little ones, or
Yeah.
I just don't want like the 5-year-old in with like the 18-month-old. That's just like,
100%. I think this is
especially with so big group.
Oh, it's made very crowded.
Okay, great. So we'll do it like that. And then 9 a.m. To 10:30. This is for the game break room. We have 30, 30, let's say 35. I don't think the back modular Merkaz is going to be enough. But if it's not raining out, then they can really be outside. So let's say that it'll be in the Merkaz of the modular and, back playground. If there's rain, then they can use one of the classrooms in the back modular for an overflow.
Okay. Are there going to be games for those kids, or are they bringing their own? Is this part of the bin that, I don't know when it was looked at last, Talia?
I was asking for a game, and I will ask more. We have some, but I think we will need more.
I'm happy to go order stuff from Amazon or Target if I know what a budget is, and we could have it delivered by next Thursday.
Yeah, I was also going to mention, places like Savers are often very good, and I'm sure if we put out on Share Sharon, I'm sure we can get a lot of stuff too if we go that route, whatever.
Okay.
I just took a look, sorry, just for the numbers for the youth davening, I've got between 32 and 35.
Okay. Okay. So let's keep going down the schedule, incorporating all these numbers. So there's going to be a break room for 6 to 11-year-olds. We've got to buy or collect more games, and Talia will take the lead. Talia Greenboy will take the lead on that. And then we have from 10:30 to 11:30, we have davening in the Beit Midrash for 7 to 11-year-olds with Adam Shane. So I think we'll be okay with 35 kids in the Beit Midrash. I'll have chairs set up. So I'm gonna have Mario set up 35 chairs in Beit Midrash for youth davening.
When Adam does tefillah with 35 kids, is there supposed to be like one other adult to like support, or he's got it under control?
Adam requested another one, and Ellie Heffetz volunteered to be helpful. So maybe I'll put in with Adam Shane and Ellie. Did she go by Ellie or Eliana, Aaron?
She's going by Ellie now.
Okay. And Ellie Heffetz.
That's mean for 1 hour from 10:30 to 11:30, we don't need parents.
Nachon.
And does it mean that
for one day or for both of the days?
Both days we're going to close the game room for that hour, expecting those kids to go to the Beit Midrash for tefillah.
Okay.
who's closing the game room?
Also,
I think that's gonna have to be the Talias.
Also, you've got an underlap of ages. You've got a game room for 6 to 11, but davening for 7 to 11.
Yeah, that's a good point. Adam, requested not having a narrower window of ages. So he said he wanted like to do 7 to 11.
That's weird for the 6-year-olds. That puts them in a weird spot.
Yeah. So,
I also just had one more question. Are they being walked from the game room to tefillah? So
yeah, I think that's
out?
gonna have to be one of your jobs.
Okay.
The two of you to figure out. I think we have to, if we're gonna close down the game room for that hour, I think we have to do 6 to 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I would recommend, one of the things I was going to ask is, in terms of snacks, I assume we're going to have some sort of snacks. We could use that as an incentive of that. Oh, the game room's closing down at 10:30. We're going to have a snack. So I was thinking maybe we have snack before davening, and that way they're leaving the game room. We're going to get the snack. It's outside, or it's on the way, or it's wherever. And now that we've had snack, we're not in the room. Now we go to the davening. I think that's a good transition. You know, there
Okay.
could be also a snack after davening, right? Some sort of, candy or something fun, whatever, as a treat. Yeah. And then we just need to figure out if we need to buy anything snack wise.
Okay. Let me know how much snacks you want
I
to
would,
think.
I got a ton last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd rather go heavy. I mean, a lot of families will bring their own snacks. But like we could do, baby carrots and pretzels and some sweet something. I think if we just, any extras, we'll use them over the course of Yontivs and Shabbos, so I'm not concerned. But I think having more than less, so that way kids are happy, they're not running to their parents.
Okay.
Now, I think we might leave it open to Adam, Shane, and Ellie Heffitz to figure out if they want to break that group into two. And maybe just wondering if it makes sense to do like a 6 to 8-year-old and a 9 to 11-year-old group.
In which
Um,
spaces?
And we could do one in the Beit Midrash and one in the back modular.
So if we did something like that, I'd say then we would probably need more people. I could find out if Ella wants to do, if she's interested, or we can just try to, see who else we could find.
Yeah, see if Ella can do it. I think that would probably be better if we do 6 to 8, year old in the
I just don't know if she's like, she's good. I mean, I guess you're right. They do some davening. The question is, would she know what we're doing that's maybe different or whatever for Yontiv? But yeah,
Rabbi,
I can.
I did it last year. I'm happy to do it again. I did it for the little kids. We did it in two
Okay.
groups. There was like a hand, there was like a
I have the handouts.
yeah, I'm happy
Oh,
to do it. That's fine.
Okay, maybe we'll do
If Ella wants to do it with me, I would love that, Aaron, but no, like no pressure.
great. Let me find out.
Yeah.
okay. So let's just tentative, but let's just putting it in here as a space holder. Ronio House.
I can never spell their last name. Out of every family in the show, it is the hardest one.
Yeah, well, Talia Greenway is an expert in spelling and pronouncing their name.
No.
Stomp.
I always like add extra N's in there.
Okay, so last piece here on the schedule, and I know Elise has to go in a few minutes, is Tat Shabbat. So Ella offered to do this. Now we had it on the schedule for 10:30 to 11 in the social hall. That's not going to be a possibility. And we then had it, so then we can do it outside in the sukkah. I can have Mario set up, 30 chairs in the sukkah.
Rain,
That's the issue.
So if it rains, then someone this morning said, Rabbi, did you see the weather report for Rosh Hashanah? I said, I don't trust the weather report for tomorrow. They said the hurricane's supposed to hit here on first day of Rosh Hashanah. So
Lovely.
that's what we call an anxious personality, right? Somebody it was like assuming the worst is going to happen. So if in a week from now that's likely, we're going to have to think a lot of things.
Yep.
But we're going to plan for the best and assume we can do it outside. If we cannot do it outside, then I just put here that the rain location would be the Beit Midrash at 11:30.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
I think that makes plenty of sense. The other thing is, I think your idea is better than what I was thinking. But just every once in a while, we've done Tat Shabbat in the Merkaz, like the Shas Merkaz. It'll probably be too crowded, and it would probably, but we've done it there. It's manageable, but I think the Beit Midrash is even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like not the
Okay.
modular Mirkaz, like the actual Mirkaz in the main building.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about how many babysitters we should have. If we know we're going to have 2 rooms for babysitting with roughly, let's say, 22 kids per room, what kind of ratio should we have? How many babysitters should we hire?
I think at least four per room.
That's what I was gonna say, because we have to think about one of them could be out changing a diaper, one could be chasing a kid down, finding a parent, dealing with a scraped knee. So, and then we still want to have 2 for that many people. Yeah, so I would say same thing, at least 4 per room.
If we
Are
have
we-
10 already, sorry, Elise, what were you gonna say?
Are we having the babysitting, are we having them go outside and use the playground? And if that, you gotta keep that in mind too.
I think if the weather is good, that would be a likelihood that they could take, their kids out to the playground for a little bit.
So maybe even 5. I'm not muted. I mean, maybe even 5. So you have like 1 from each room out there, or 2. You're gonna have, not everyone's gonna want to go out. So
Yep.
If we have
Yeah, so I
10,
think
we should probably use 10, 2 on the playground and 4 in each classroom.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead with 10. And
Okay.
if we see that they're more than we need, we can shift one of them to the game room.
Right.
Okay.
So if you could ask, the babysitters to come at 8:45, so that there's 15 minutes to set up the toys. And it's also unlikely we're going to go all the way until 1 o'clock. In my notes last year, we finished at 12:30.
Okay.
So even though it's on the schedule here until 1, I think we can tell the babysitters from 8:45 until 12:45. That way they'll
They
have
make the same
time.
amount as they're expecting to.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's good because they'll make the same amount as they were expecting because we told them 9 to 1, so 8:45 to 12:45 is perfect.
Yeah. But we'll keep it, we'll keep it until 1, even though it likely will not go that late.
is there some way to like put them all together on an email, just to like say this is what we're expecting, so it's really not like a 15-minute orientation when they get there?
I think so. Talia, do you have all their email addresses?
No,
Okay, so let's
I
see if we
can.
can collect them, and then you
I
and
have to go. I'm
Okay,
really
thank you,
sorry.
Elise.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Shana
Bye.
Tova.
Shana
But yeah,
tova.
I think putting it together, I think would be useful. But I think, we're still gonna need to walk them around the building and show them where things are inside, outside bathrooms, all. So we're gonna need
Yeah,
that
of course.
anyways. But
Of
that way
course.
they kind of ahead of time can kind of see some of, big picture. I think that's a good idea. Yep.
Okay, so let's gather their email addresses. I'm just gonna add this to the to-do list. Is gather babysitter emails and write instructions. Also, we want to have, we said 5 babysitters per room. We want to hire them for both days. And we also want them for Yom Kippur. I know we haven't spoken about that yet, but we want the same hours from 8:45 until 12:45 for Yom Kippur. And we might do the same setup depending on how Rosh Hashanah goes and how our numbers
Okay.
look. We might want 10 for then as well.
Yeah, see, the numbers are very similar between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So I would opt to keep it about the same. Knowing that some parents, especially kids, are having snacks and whatnot, that they don't want to deal with as much stuff. So yeah, I would try to keep it the same.
Okay. What else are we missing here? In terms of
The team, the kids davening, that includes shofar blowing, correct?
Oh yeah, we should put
Is
that
there
in.
also a standalone shofar blowing? What time is that?
Yeah, so 11, I put that in, that's a good idea. 11 a.m. is a stand-alone shofar blowing on the front lawn of the shul with Gavi Spellman. I'm gonna tell Gavi to go along to the groups after he finishes. Either before or after he finishes, I'll have him go to the um, um, to the youth groups, to the youth davening with shofar on day 2. Right. Gavi Spellman. I should say, gosh. Okay. What else are we missing here in the schedule? I'd like to put some reminders to parents when we send this out. So one of them is that, we have a nursing mother's room in the Shas hallway, one mother at a time, please. And what else? Put the do not disturb sign on the
Door handle.
door handle. Okay. I also want to, ask, please keep snacks for kids out of the sanctuary and social hall. Should I put messy snacks, or is that
The what?
should I say, please keep messy snacks for kids out, or I should just say all snacks? People will.
I would just say all snacks,
Yeah.
and
Take the snacks out, yeah.
we know we're not going to keep them all out, but
The rule followers will listen. Okay. So I think I'm working on an email with Aaron to send out to the whole community on Sunday with all of the logistics
I have to step away from
for
everything.
Rosh Hashanah, and it has the whole schedule, and and then we can include this as well. But I'd like to have a standalone email from you, Talia, with all of this information to parents next week, like twice, probably like Monday night and Thursday night,
Okay.
so that they can read it once, read it twice, and then we want to print out this schedule and have it in the in the lobby. Right, so print out schedule above and place in lobby. We can just sort of turn around the sign that we have for Shabbat.
Yep.
Turn it on the back, and then just tape this to the front. And I'll also say, Talia G will send out email with schedule and reminders to parents on Monday and Thursday night next week. Okay, this is light years ahead of where we were last year, so I'm very glad that we're delivering on what the community, we're planning, I should say, to deliver on what the community wants. Hopefully we'll be able to deliver as well. Are we missing anything else here?
I think so.
I
Okay,
don't think so.
okay, great. So I think we're in a good place. Talia, can you follow up with Ella to just let her know that we sort of have this plan to do it outside in the sukkah?
Me or Talia, Bill.
Talia, let's do Green Bohem. And if you can follow up with her to let her know that we'll have the Tot Shabbat in the sukkah, and the rain location will be the Beit Midrash a little bit later on.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, great. I think this looks strong. Okay, kol hakavod. And we will hopefully be able to carry this out smoothly.
Amen.
Okay, have a good afternoon.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.